Hey everybody, it's Tim Shea with the She Group Realty of Keller Williams Realty in Beverly, Massachusetts. I'm here with another Hump Day helper in helping you stay connected and getting to know your neighborhood, where I introduce you to great resources in and around the area. Today is just like no other. I brought in one of our trusted resource and a great friend, and Mike Osborne of Hemsey Judge Attorneys in Salem. Mike, thanks for taking time to join us today.
Thanks for having me, Tim. It's a pleasure.
So, why don't we just start it off like we start off all the episodes? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure, Tim. I live in Beverly, Mass. with my wife, Marissa. We've been married for 5.5 years with our 2 children, Sarah, who's 2 years old, and Reed, who is almost about to be 3 months old, and our dog, Carly. I've been living in Beverly for the past 3+ years. I grew up in Peabody. And I work here in Salem, so I've got most of the North Shore covered and know the ins and outs of the area pretty well.
That you do. The more I get to know Mike, the more I know that he knows the North Shore in and out. There's no doubt about it. So, we've worked together in numerous capacities with you working at Hemsey and Judge. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about Hemsey Judge Attorneys?
Hemsey Judge is a law firm. We're located here on Federal Street in downtown Salem, right conveniently located right across from the street from the Rowan Judicial Center, the District and Superior Court here in Salem. We are a 3-attorney law firm. Steve Judge and Chris Hemsey started the firm in 2011, and I joined shortly thereafter. We run the gamut. We each have our own areas that we focus on, ranging from real estate to criminal defense work. We like to say we like to be everyone's first call when it comes to a legal need, and given our referral networks and our resources, we can pretty much handle or put someone in touch with the right person.
Great. Yeah, hopefully I don't have to use you on the criminal defense side of
You
things.
don't.
But we have had the pleasure, like I mentioned, of working together on real estate transactions, and I 100% know the benefit to working side by side with you. But for those that don't, why don't you tell them what the importance of having a real estate attorney when you're buying real estate and also selling real estate?
Well, real estate attorneys have a nice luxury / monopoly here in Massachusetts. A real estate attorney is the only party that can close a real estate transaction. So we have that going for it. But besides that monopoly, you really need an attorney to educate you on your rights and responsibilities when it comes to buying and selling. Obviously, from the buyer's perspective, you want to be able to and feel confident that you're buying the property that you're going to be buying, and knowing what's entailed in that, and making sure that everything is what you expect. And from a seller's, it's really protecting the sellers from liability, and making sure that all the documents are in place, dealing with title defects if they come up, which hopefully they don't, but sometimes it's an unfortunate result that you need to take care of, and really educating both parties throughout. I mean, in this market these days, there's some creative terms being put in by the realtors, and Tim's one of the best at it, but not one of the best in the industry, not putting creative terms in, but you need to just make sure that you know what you're doing and what's going on. And I like to say I'm a resource from the day you decide to purchase or sell a property to the day you close that deal, and it's not something that you need to be afraid to ask an attorney about.
Yeah, and one of the great benefits of having the partnership that we do is that I know specifically how Mike operates. Mike knows how I operate, and at any point in time, I can call during the course of a transaction. Mike is readily available, has information there that's necessary, and there's no more greater feeling to know that you can rely on somebody else during the course of a transaction, especially in this type of a market. So I'm forever grateful for the relationship.
And it's certainly it's communication is the key to make a smooth
100%.
transaction for everyone. It's a very stressful time for buyers and sellers. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of physical aspects of moving and things like that people really get stressed about. And when you have a communication that flows between everyone involved, from the attorneys to the realtors to the lenders and the banks that are involved, you really make for as stress-free a transaction as possible, and that's a key to any good deal. If you ask a lot of people when you're sitting at the closing table why this was an easy one, it's usually because the communication is open and everyone's on the same page.
100%. So why don't you tell people how they can get a hold of you, your email and your phone number?
Sure. Like I said, the firm name is Hemsey Judge. My name is Mike Osborne. We're located at 47 Federal Street in Salem, Mass. My email address is mosborne@hemseyjudge.com, and our telephone number is 978-744-2800. Any questions at all? I'd love to hear from you.
Great, great. So one of the things that we do in these Spotlight series is we also film at different locations in and around town. And I don't know if you've seen the backdrop here, but we're at the Peabody Essex Museum. It's a couple of great things. Share a couple of tidbits about the Peabody Essex. I don't know if you know this, but it's actually it's the oldest museum in the country.
Didn't know that.
It's one of the oldest. And as my mother always says, did you know that if you live in Salem, you can go to the museum for free? So it's free for residents. The exhibits that they have here are unlike no other. It's a great, great facility. It's free to residents. Behind us is actually the entrance to the Yingyu Tang House, which is a home directly from the Qing dynasty in China that was brought over here piece by piece. You can actually go into that house and see what it was like for life in China around the 1600s. It's absolutely fabulous. And the Peabody Essex itself is actually expanding. They're in the process of a $650 million advancement campaign to support the endowments, innovation, and sustainability. And that's projected to open up in, I think, early 2019. That's actually just down the road here. So if you're ever in Salem, definitely check out the Peabody Essex. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. So I just wanted to, again, thank you for taking time out of your day to go ahead and introduce people and letting them get to stay connected and get to know you. And you guys know that if you ever need to get a hold of me, you can always call or text me at 781-789-5128, or you can reach me at mistalista.com. That's mistalista.com. And until I see you out there, happy house hunting. I think it's time to go take a tour of the house.
That works for me.
Yeah.